Yo, guys, welcome back to the shout out. We are so excited for this episode. We have the legendary Genesis Elijah. Dude, how are you doing? Thank you so much for coming on our pod.
Yes, man. I'm super good. Thank you for having me. Appreciate
Lovely. The first sunny day of the year, and we've got a UK rap legend on our podcast, man.
it.
Recommended
Yeah.
from one of the Newcastle contingency, and you're on the pod. Damn, we're so excited for this, aren't we?
Yeah, this is literally what the shout out's about. Like when we started it back in the day, it was hoping that other bands and artists recommend other artists. So for us, this is huge. And I don't know how we hadn't have had you on the podcast before. Being Watford based, we're Watford based. So a great recommendation. So thank you to Max Gavins and shout out to the Newcastle scene as well because they give us a lot of love. But yeah, pleasure to have you on. And I think we'll start with maybe some quick fire questions.
Yeah, let's
Cool,
do
cool.
it.
Yeah, I said they're easy. Some of them are a bit confusing, but I think I always set people up for failure. So we'll start anyway. First one: who's your favourite artist of all time?
Artists of all time. Flipping hell. Do you know what? I might have to go like Bob Marley.
Yeah,
Good shout.
that's wicked.
Yeah, because of like importance. If I was thinking of like,
Totally.
if you got to save like one person's catalogue
Mhm.
along with like what they stood for, and
Yeah.
and do they have good songs as well?
Yeah.
I think Bob Marley would be up there. In my head, I was also thinking Michael Jackson as well.
Yeah,
I can't think of any rappers I would go like that's my favorite artist of all time. But there's a million rappers that I love as well. But when I'm just thinking of purely the music that somebody makes, it'd have to be man. That's crazy. Like Prince, Stevie Wonder. I don't know, but I think Bob Marley is for me is like has some of the most important songs.
Yeah.
love it.
Totally, man. Don't Worry, Be Happy was one of the first songs I ever learned with my first ever band in year 7.
That's it.
Yeah. That's so
That's
funny,
it.
yeah.
And that message as
Bunch
well.
of white
Come on,
boys.
man. That's a
It was
universal message. Don't worry.
Yeah, man, it was
Can't-
good. It was fun.
Can't hate that.
Yeah.
Nice. What is your current favourite song?
My current favorite song.
Mhm.
I don't really have a favorite song right now. I don't think. Let me think. Was I playing? Actually, no, I do. My current favorite song is Kalani Folded. Like I've been playing that like all the time. I love that. But my favorite artist right now is a rapper called Errol Holden, from East Coast New York. I think he's on New York,
Cool.
and he's
Yeah.
like I don't know. I found him kind of kind of randomly. He had an album produced by another rapper and producer called Rock Marciano, who again is one of my favorite artists,
Yeah.
and started listening to his stuff, and then just went down this rabbit hole of like what he's done before and
Totally.
his style of like storytelling, kind of like random word association rap, and the grittiest storytelling of like I don't know. I got this thing, yeah. Like when you're listening to like an artist, and you're like, oh, yeah, you're talking about all this stuff here, but did you really do it?
Yeah.
When I listen to him, I know he really did it. Like real, it's
Great
too
shout.
detailed.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the moment, he's like my favorite.
Love that.
Love that.
Who would be your dream artist to support?
Oof, that changes all the time as well. But I think right now, if I was to really think, it would probably be Earl Sweatshirt.
Cool.
Okay.
Because of the style of music I'm making on the rap side, that would definitely work. On the drum and bass side, I guess trying to think, somebody like Nia Archives, I guess. Like yeah, that would be who I would be looking at to support. Yeah,
What would be your dream venue to play in?
dream venue. But I've already done Wembley, so I've got to think of something bigger than that. Innit?
That's
Do you know
a big
what I
one.
mean?
Pull out that. That's a big name.
Me personally, my dream venue, if I was to like go, I've packed out, I sold out this venue, it'd be Scala. I think Scala is like a really cool venue. It has a lot of historical meaning for me, and some of the best shows have been there, and I've just seen a lot of artists. Some of my favorite acts I've seen there, so I think Scala would be the spot.
Wicked.
Nice.
Yeah. Love that.
What was the first instrument you played?
Drums,
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
it's the
it?
second in a row. I'm a drummer, and no one ever says they play drums first.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
getting some
I
love for the
think
drummers.
yeah, in like one of my mum's like in my baby books, there's a photo of me playing drums in church when I was about maybe 2 or 3.
Wow.
Really? That
So
young?
yeah, so I was like always fascinated with the drums,
Yeah.
and then started playing drums when I was probably about I want to say maybe 15 or 16.
Hmm.
Cool.
And actually wanted to be a session drummer,
Hmm.
and then realized it was really hard,
Yeah.
and was like
Yeah.
reading drum music was like, okay, this is getting a
It's
bit
insane,
much.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I kind of just pivoted more into doing music anyway. But if I wanted to stay in music and I wasn't rapping, then drumming was going to be my path.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Love
Totally.
that. If you could create a festival, what three artists or bands would headline? It could be dead or alive.
Ooh, festival. Okay, what? Okay, I gotta go with the vibe I want. So,
Mm.
um, oh, this is a tough one
Yeah.
to go anywhere with it.
You
Dead or
can be
alive
on
as
one of the
well.
days as well.
Oh,
You
do you
can
know what then?
headline.
Ah, okay. If we're doing Dead or Alive, it's actually we can do this. It would just be Bob Marley. It would be Jimi Hendrix.
Oh,
It
talking
would
my
be
language now.
Michael Jackson and Prince. You can't
Oh,
yeah.
Love
But
that.
after thinking a bit, I'd probably like diversify a little bit, get some women on the set as well. But like
yeah.
off the top, that's like
Yeah.
those four. Cool. All right.
Bro.
That would
All
be an
right.
expensive festival ticket.
Crazy. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix is one of them artists who like I got into very late,
Yeah.
but um again for me it's like he represents a time and an era,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's like it's sick, it's important. It's like it's one of them things that if you could time travel, I want to go back to those times, man. Like what you lot doing? Like I want to
Exactly.
get involved. Like
Dude.
that's the
Yeah,
that's
you're
the one.
speaking my language. I think like so many I'm a guitarist myself, and like so many of the artists I grew up listening to, like I got into Hendrix late too, like when I was already playing guitar for a while. But like hearing like how if he didn't do it, no one else would have done it. Like the things
Yeah,
he came up with back like in the 60s that were just revolutionary.
I think like that's like a cool thing as well because you can't go like obviously with every artist there's an evolution,
Yeah,
but even with real life evolution, there's always like an anomaly. There's a hybrid.
yeah,
There's like something that just kind of like what is that? And he's like
exactly.
one of those. So yeah, absolutely amazing.
I agree, 100%.
Love it. What is your post gig meal?
Um, it really depends. Like most times, it's normally nothing. Most times, I just like most times we're back on the motorway and it's an energy drink. It's a Monster,
Yep.
and I'm just trying to like make it
No.
home.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not. To be honest, it's not the best. I'm trying to do better, but to be honest, again, most times when it's late, it's like it's super
Yeah.
late. So I'm just
Nothing's
like,
open.
nah. Yeah, and I'm not eating at that time, so I try to kind of like eat a couple of hours before, so maybe like
Cool.
4 or 5 hours before, and
Okay.
then it's just water, and then
Mm.
depending on where I am, where I'm driving back from, then it might have to be like yeah, couple of cans of Monster.
Yeah.
That's where we're going with it.
Yeah,
Nice.
man.
If you
Don't be
could
done.
change one thing about the music industry, what would it be?
Oh, vanity metrics. They would be gone. There would be no more. You wouldn't be able to see them on Spotify numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't see any views or plays. It would be down to you picking
Yo.
who you like because that's what you like. And I feel like that would be a massive game changer.
I really like that. I don't think we've had that answer
No,
before.
we've
That's
had a lot of
great.
things like maybe removing the social media side of gaining status in music, but yeah, that's a
Yeah.
brilliant answer.
That's a great answer. That's blown my mind, that one. I
Yeah,
never
that's all
even
part
thought.
of it though, because I think it's it's tough as well because like you're always looking for a reason, like why you're always looking for the points, right? So you put a
Mm,
new track out and you want to know how it's done, yeah. And the only way at the moment to see how well a track is doing for most people is how many streams did you get, how many views did you get,
yeah.
and that would be totally fine if number one the streams and the views were actually real streams and views.
Right.
So you could go, oh, that really was a person who listened to my song, not it was just on some random playlist that someone listened to in the background and didn't listen to it, right? So again, there's a disconnect there. And also, if you were like, oh, these streams mean I can actually feed my family now off this, then yeah, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like, what are we doing? There's no real reason for it. And I think like what we're seeing in the industry. So I'm off on one, yeah, but this is my
Go for it. Go for it.
Go for it.
What we're seeing now, yeah, is people always go, oh, why do we get paid so little for streams? And the question before was, how much is a stream worth? And I think you know how much a stream is worth because they're paying you so little, and that's telling you that Spotify or these other companies, they know they're not really worth anything. That's not where they're making their money from. So the idea of a stream being worth anything is really, it's not worth anything. And to an artist, a stream shouldn't be the thing that you're looking at. Like if I think about a song and someone says, oh, what's your most, I don't know, your favorite song or the song that's had the most impact, I'm not going to pick the one that's got the most streams. I'm going to pick the one where people are messaging me saying, you know what, man, I really love that song. I love that bar when you said this, or this song changed my life. I listened to this song and it stopped me from doing something stupid. Like to me, that's the stuff I'm like, oh, cool. That's the impact of a song. Because if you think about it as well, your favorite song, I don't know how many streams Bob Marley's got. Don't care. Like I'm listening to the music. Because the first time I ever heard Waiting in Vain or Redemption Song, like I got chills and you can't measure that. So to me, that's what needs to change with the industry.
That's such an important bit of advice as well, because I know when we started out a couple of years ago, our heads were so lost on numbers on Spotify, thinking that was the only way we could get decent gigs, and we were like running around trying to basically, we held streams as everything. So now we're moving ourselves. It's such an important bit of advice that for artists starting out.
And it's a metric, yeah. It's a metric. It's cool. It's okay, yeah. But it's not the most important metric. So again, it's like, what's the time now? It's almost 7 o'clock, yeah. Sometimes throughout the year, it's daylight. It's light outside. At the moment, it's dark. So whatever the time is, doesn't really matter. Is it light or dark outside? That's the most important thing. Can I go outside and do what I want to do? So again, it's like, that's a cool metric, but it's not the most important metric, and it's just a tool. It's just one of the tools, and you kind of have to learn what does this actually mean, and how does that relate or correlate to the other things I'm doing, and how's that going to get us to where we're trying to go to? Because I know a bunch of artists who have millions of streams, and if you said now, right, you got to sell 30 tickets, they couldn't do it. So who cares? Like, who cares about your streams? You can't sell 30 tickets. I know some artists who people have never heard of, got no streams, but any pub they go to, any club they go to, their fans follow them. And that's and as an artist, that's what you want. Like, cool. That's what we're here to do. Like, do they enjoy the music? Are they coming to see you more? Like, that's the level we should be looking at.
You can't measure that in streams, can you?
Never.
That's sick. Love that. Great advice.
You actually mentioned this question a second ago. What is your favourite song of yours you've released?
That changes every day because it depends on like what I've released or what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
The last song I released, or the only song I've released this year, and the only solo song I've recorded this year was Stars, and that's like a really important song to me because it started off as like it weren't supposed to be anything special. It was actually done. It was a promo song. It was for AKG, the mic company. They were like, "Oh, we want you to. We send you a mic. Can you like do a song for it?" And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." Yeah. Then I was like, "Okay, I want a song to be good, obviously, but like I ain't trying to do any magic out here. I'm just trying to just get something done." And accidentally made an amazing beat. Accidentally wrote some sick bars, and I was like, okay, this is good. I'm gonna give it to you. Like, you can have it, but it's still mine. Like, I'm not. Yeah, you're not having it. Like, it's too good. Like, it's that kind of thing. Like, it's like I feel like a surrogate mother, and I've like made the baby, and then at the end, I'm like, oh, I can't give it away. Sorry, you come see it on the weekends, but now I'm keeping the baby. Like,
that's great. So you mentioned you made the beat for the. Do you do the whole thing start to finish?
Yeah. So I a lot of time it really depends. Like, I do work with a lot of other producers, but I would say the majority of my music if it's rap music, it's self-produced. Drum and bass stuff, I don't do that. But
Yeah.
and not most of the garage I don't do either. But the rap hip hop stuff, especially when it's the samples and the loops, that's like my thing. And I'm not the best producer, but I'm all right with the beats, and then I've got good engineers and stuff that I can go to and go, you know what I mean? Can you help me out with this? What the cool thing actually with that last track, so the sample, one of the stipulations when I was putting it together, they were like, obviously it has to be sample free, or it has to be like cleared samples. So I'm like, damn, I can't do my normal thing. So the samples are actually off Logic Loops. So I used a Logic Loop sample, messed it up a little bit, and also the drums are also from Logic Loops as well. So it's something I haven't really used before, and I've never really been. I'm old school when it comes to like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it worked. I was just kind of going
really
from,
well,
does it sound good? It does sound good. Have you manipulated it enough for it to be yours? Yeah, have. So yeah, that's how it went.
Perfect.
Love it. And then final question, completely unrelated to anything to do with music, Aldi or Lidl?
Lidl, because Lidl got the bakery in it.
It's a common debate on this podcast.
You heard that, Dan. You heard that.
I think I could probably count less than one hand how many times I've been to Aldi, and it felt like I was in a different country. I was like, what's like? I don't know. Like Lidl's the same. Lidl have like off-brand stuff, but Aldi was totally. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what are you trying to tell me? But Lidl got the croissants. They got the brownies. Oh my god,
The brownies are so good.
Yeah,
I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I don't know why I defend Aldi. I don't even like it that much. But
Some people are scared of the bakery. They don't like that it's just food out in the open, and they don't have enough trust in human hygiene.
Nah, it's like I guess there's a little maybe, but I think don't think of it. Just don't think
No,
about
just
it.
don't think about it. Exactly.
we don't know,
It's
can't
cheap,
hurt
it's tasty. Just eat it. Shut up.
It is.
That's sick, man. Oh yes, another point for Lidl. You made me a very, very happy man. We haven't even got into the main bit of the podcast yet. Oh, dude. Well, thank you. Great, quick fire questions there. I feel like we all learned a lot from that one. So one thing I want to touch on, going back to the tune you feature on this year, Big Bad. One question that I kind of have about it's great tune. If you're listening, guys, you have to check it out. It's featuring so you're featuring on it with Killer P and Dabbler, and it's released by King Kashmir. Is that right?
That's it. Yeah.
What my question is, so obviously we're a band, but what's it like to work with so many different artists on one song like that?
You know what? That's a weird one, because it's not my song, So the process was like real easy, but kind of weird. So basically, I had the beat in its original form, so it didn't really sound like it sounds now. And it was sent to me, and I wasn't sure who was going to be on it.
Right.
And
okay.
because of the way I write and the vibe I was in at the time, I was on this thing where I was on like sampling my voice for hooks. So just randomly, he sent me that beat, and I've done Big and Bad, and then I've like sampled my voice and the bit bigger, and I've just done that on it, and then like I'm just feeling myself with that, and then the verse that I've done again is quite a more of a chilled kind of flow verse. So in my head, there's two ways that I write. So if I'm writing just for a vibe, I'm not really thinking about any other rapper, what they're gonna do. I'm just in my own head having fun with it, and because there were certain sounds in the beat as well. So there was the dialing tone. Oh wait, did I add that in? I think I might have added that in, the dialing tone sound. But it was it's a Twilight Zone sound, which isn't even in it now. So I got a verse when I said Twilight Zone, but it's not even there anymore.
Right.
So I'm just vibing with the beat. I've sent it away, and this, you have to remember as well, this might even have been like a year ago, like
Really?
when I first did it. So it was a long time ago. Then it's been sent back to me, and at the time as well, Kashmir sent me the beat, but I didn't even know that I'm pretty sure he made the beat. I think I knew he made the beat, but I thought Kashmir was also going to do a verse on the track.
Right.
So I'm kind of thinking in my head what Kashmir is going to do. So I'm just kind of just chilling back. But then he sent me the finished beat, and it's got Killer P on it, and it's got Dabbler, and both of them have just gone crazy on the bars. I'm just like, wait, what? Like, I want to go back and redo it because like you've just done it's one of them ones where it's like you've been invited on a night out and they've gone, yeah, it's cash, all right, cool, and I've rocked up in a hoodie and everyone got shirts on and I'm like, that's crazy. So but I think I guess like from other collabs that I've done, I don't do a lot of collabs because I hate waiting for people. Because is for me, actually, I shouldn't say this because Max sent me a beat to write a verse through, probably almost 2 years ago, and I still ain't done it. But,
It's coming, Max. It's coming.
But you know what? Again, it's like it's never like a personal thing. It's always a vibe thing. It's always like, am I in the mood to do what I need to do for this style of beat right now? And the more people you have, the more people you like add to the process, the longer it gets.
Yeah.
So in your head, you're going, cool. It's March. I want a summer track out, and you do your bit. You made the beat. You do your verse, and you send it to all these rappers. By the time you get the track back, it's August. And you're like, yeah, like it's like, all right, cool. It's out of your hands.
Yeah.
So I think the collab process, for me, I don't like it. There is a way to do it, like in the old school way where everyone will go to the studio.
Yeah.
So you go, today we're going to the studio, and that's cool, but there's mad pressure because then you're around everyone, and everyone's got to do their 16 bars.
Especially like artists you might not know as well, or people might just meet them for the first time. Like when we record, we were a band that we will be mates for years, so like that pressure's like not there. But I can imagine getting face to face with like a new like person you have to collab with them now. Like that must be a lot of pressure.
For rappers, because rappers is competitive. So like when now I'm slightly different because the way I think about collabing on a track even with other rappers, I'm not trying to take your head off. I'm just trying to make the best song possible.
Yeah.
But when I was a bit younger, if I'm in a room with rappers or I'm in a collab, my whole thing is I want to make sure that my verse smashes your verse out the park. I want it to be the where they just rewind my verse over and over again. Don't even listen to yours. Like that's the way I used to think about things. But that's not the best way always to go about it, because then what happens is you end up going crazy on a track and it don't even really suit the song. So there are songs where you can do that, but there's a lot of songs where you're just, we're just having fun with it. So let's just kind of have fun and just do what we're trying to do. So the process does change depending on how it is. But there is pressure. There is pressure when you're thinking like, oh, I've been sitting here for half an hour now. Like I've only got half a verse. And there's certain rappers who are like geniuses with bars, and they've got a whole verse in their head written, 16 bars, and it's just they're ready to go. And you're just like, oh, what? Wait, what? How did you do that?
I'm still the first word.
Like you're stuck. You're like, oh, I haven't thought of the first line, or like they'll go in and they'll do one take, and you're just like, okay, cool. Let me go in. And, can you punch in? Like, wait, did it again? No, that was wrong. And it's just so that can kind of get to you a little bit, especially when you're depending on your mindset. Me now, I don't care. I'm just like, I'm going do what you're going to do. I'm doing what I'm going to do, and we're going to get to the finish line whenever we get there.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Can I ask about Watford? Because obviously that's like a big thing for us. We're Watford based. We're in a band in Watford, and we gig around Watford all the time. And this podcast was built on interviewing local people and local artists. Like, it might be a bit of an open question, but what does Watford mean to you in terms of music and the local scene, and how you kind of represent Watford, for example?
I believe I'm the only rapper who's ever done an album about Watford. So I think like, I think I got there. I might even be.
That's a title.
Yeah, like, I think I might even be the only rapper who's got songs with Watford in the title. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
So Watford's a strange one to me. Yeah. So I grew up in Brixton and bounced around. I went secondary school in Luton, and I didn't really move to Watford. Actually, I was in South Oxy at first. So my parents moved to South Oxy when I was I want to say 19-ish, but I wasn't living at home at the time.
Okay.
They still live in South Oxley now.
Yeah.
But when my daughter was born, that's when I proper moved to Watford. But even though I was in Watford, I never claimed Watford because I'm like,
Right.
who would, like, I'm not really from Watford.
Yeah.
But when I after just when I made the album's called A Prophet in His Hometown.
Mm.
And at that point, I think this was probably just after COVID times, I believe. But I started thinking, like, from the age of 21, 22, I've been in Watford, and all of my life experiences have been Watford based. Most of my good friends are from Watford. Got family here. Like, there's so much of what Watford is that has made me who I am. And
Great.
then it becomes super important, and it's like, oh wait, I'm actually, like, I've been in Watford longer than I've been anywhere else, so this is
Yeah.
actually my home now. And yeah, do you know what, it's like, it is a weird place because we forget Watford is massive, yeah. But at the same time, it still has quite a tight knit community. So, like I was saying, I was on the high street earlier today, bumped into there's another rapper from lives in Watford now,
Yeah.
called Bliss. Name is Bliss on Instagram, on all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hitting it on TikTok, massive. He actually sold out Scala a little while ago. I
Wow.
bumped into him on the high street, had a little chat with him, and, like,
Yeah.
then bumped into some other guys who, ironically, actually, is the word ironic, kind of, or coincidentally, guys who really helped build the music scene in Watford. So one of them was DJ Whitecoat. DJ Whitecoat was one of the DJs that has done club nights in Watford and made music in Watford way before I was even here.
Right.
He was doing that. Another guy, Munchie, who again is a DJ now in Watford, but has a studio, does the I'm in radio, like, and has built that up as well. So, like, yeah, just randomly just bumping into these people here, but these people have had, like, a massive, I guess, impact on me and my musical career as well. But yeah, it's Watford's a small place. Like, it's a small place where you bump into people. You see people that you don't. There's people that I don't even know their names, but I've seen them so many times. Like, you say, "Bruv, right, you good? Don't know who you are, but I've seen you almost every day for 15 years." So, you know what I mean? Like, we're good, and I feel like that's what Watford means to me. Like, Watford is home, and when I made the album, it was really about, like, letting people know that there's a weird thing about people who live in towns outside of London, and it's almost like London is the city of gold, and everyone wants to be from London, and London's amazing, and you know what I mean? And you're like, nah, man, be proud of where you're from, because there's a lot of good people there, and there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of
So much talent in Watford.
Yeah, like, I remember, again, this was going years back, where there used to be a festival in Castleberry Park, and I remember them having, like, some pretty big UK rappers coming through and, like, doing their stuff. I used to work in Virgin Megastore when it was in Harlequin back in the day, and we would get we used to have in-stores, and we were, like, probably, I don't think there's ever been any other in-stores in Watford, but we used to get other rappers to come down and do in-stores. We had, like, Black Twang, who was massive at the time, come down. This is the mad thing. Black Twang was massive at the time, and his artwork was actually done by Banksy. I didn't even know that till recently. But yeah, like, it's crazy. So to get a vinyl now is like 300 quid because it's done by Banksy. But but we had him down. So Watford is a very important place when you think about just the amount of talent that's come from here and the amount of talent that is here. And I think it needs to be highlighted and needs to be nurtured as well.
Yeah, well, I think what is so important about what you said as well is, like, and what we're trying to do here at the shout out is, like, we're pretty aware of, like, the indie scene, the rock scene, but now having someone like yourself on to speak about a whole new scene that, like, honestly, I don't know about Dan, but I didn't know anything about the rap scene in Watford. And, like, what we're hoping to do at the shout out, and why we're so grateful that you came on, is I think we are, like, hopefully educating and hoping to, like, build and nurture that scene and really just give it the respect it deserves, I think.
Yeah, like you got to think as well because of where Watford is. Watford is not northwest, but it's outside of northwest.
Yeah.
But back in the day, like all these clubs, area and I don't know whatever ones they were called back then. Like if you lived in, I was talking to somebody the other day actually from Slough, and they were like, yeah, like if you wanted to go out clubbing, you had to go to Watford. Like if you
Yeah.
lived in Northwest, you lived in Wembley, Harrow, all these places, you had to go to Watford because that's where all the clubs were. And then
Yeah.
even now, the club scene isn't what it was, but we got colleges, and all the
Yeah.
kids from Northwest are going to Watford College. So
Hmm.
you've got that cross culture and people being in a place where it's like there's a lot of talent there, and it should be nurtured. And it's like, what are
Totally.
we gonna do to like to really nurture this talent and to give
Yeah.
it a platform? Like where do
Exactly.
we go? And I feel like that's
Platform.
the next step.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what hopefully trying to do here. So thank you again for coming on a podcast and helping us out. I do want to talk about you. The day this episode comes out, I believe, Dan, will
Yeah.
be the 12th of March, and you are going to be playing a show in Manchester, Sounds of Solidarity. Do you want to just tell the people a little bit about what that is? Because it's such a great cause, such a great thing you're doing.
Cool. So there's an artist called Jay Chambers from Manchester.
Mm,
And another producer, a long time, really good friend of mine called Last Resort,
mm,
who started something called Overstand. Um, well, Overstand's been going for a while, to be fair, but it kind of stopped for a little bit, but he's starting it back up again. And one of the things they were looking to do was how can we support music, but in a more meaningful way.
yeah,
Hmm.
So what charities can we help out? What charities can we support? And then Jay Chambers had the idea of the Sounds of Solidarity to really kind of give back to Jamaica.
that's,
So coming off the hurricane,
Hmm.
mm,
and a lot of things were damaged out there. A lot of people still need stuff. The
yeah,
government's moving very, very slow. So this was kind of like something that they put together and asked me if I wanted to be part of it. Last Resort is he might as well be a brother at this point. We've worked so much together, and he's always given to me. So when he asked me to do it, I was like, yeah, of course, like
yeah,
it's a
that's it.
no-brainer.
Love
Mm.
that.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be out there doing my thing. I haven't really got my set list together yet,
You know,
but hopefully by the time you see this, I figured out what songs I'm doing.
What time are you on
Yeah.
stage on Thursday? Because it's 7 o'clock now. So when it comes
Yeah.
out,
So yeah, I've got to get to Manchester in like 2 hours.
wicked. Yeah, but that's such a great cause. I mean, it's Hurricane Melissa, I believe, is pretty
Yeah.
devastating there, and to raise money for that, like and to use such a good cause to also do what we were talking about and like build up that music scene and nurture the music scene while supporting something so important halfway across the world. It's just a brilliant idea, and I think it's great that more people should be doing that. Really, yeah,
This is the thing, right? So it's like people always talking about, oh, how do I get like more engagement? How do I get more fans? And to me, it always comes down to community. How do you build
yeah,
a community? How do you build a community around what you're doing? And the second part of building community is, why are you building community? When you have the community, what are you going to use it for? And I feel like once you kind of grasp that and you go, oh, cool, this is what it's for. It just grows. And if you think about all the movements we've had before in music, whether you want to talk about rock and roll, you want to talk about punk, ska, hip hop, garage, the rave scene, all of this comes from people having the same ideologies and going,
yeah,
do you know what? Let's build our scene, our community around these sounds,
Mhm.
right? But it's for a reason. And the reason has to be authentic, and it's got to be real. And I think like that's the bit we're missing from music, because obviously music is now super corporate.
Yeah.
He says after getting paid to do a song about a microphone, but like you got
gotta pay
to,
the
but
bills.
yeah, you do. But like if you think about like how it started and where it came from and what it should be, it should be about community. It should be about like, I don't know, something more than, yeah, like
Yeah.
streams and charts. Like it's got to be more than that.
Love that. I love that message so much. It's so important to hear for so important to hear for like up and coming artists who might be listening to this show. Speaking on that though, one last question for you. Do you have any advice that you could give to a younger artist just starting out? Maybe they've just released, maybe just about to release their first track or just first couple of tracks. Yeah.
I used to give this advice all the time to like up and coming artists, and my first one was always get a job because I think like
Right.
you're gonna need funding
Yeah.
for what you're doing,
Yeah.
and I think like that's what slows a lot of people down. Even if you're making money from your music at first, when you're making money from the music and you're using the money you make from music to live, and you
Mhm.
don't really get to reinvest and
Right.
to grow. And I think it's important for you to be able to do the things you want to do and to have enough money to grow it without if you don't have access to funding.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of artists don't have access to funding.
Yeah.
So if you've got a way where you can, it might just be for simple things like actually, do you know what? I had this conversation when I was doing the video for Big and Bad, and it was like just having money to go to a video shoot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or to have to be
Yeah.
able to take a day off work. Like
Exactly.
everything costs. So I think one of the things I always hear about is Ed Sheeran did 1,000 gigs, yeah, did 1,000 pub gigs. He went everywhere, doing all these gigs for free. Yeah, okay, that's cool, but you need petrol money. You got to
Yeah.
eat. Like you got
Train
to,
tickets. Yeah.
right. So again, it's like that's an amazing idea. If you could go to every open mic there is
Mm.
and do all these gigs for free, that's going to be amazing. But you need a way to fund it. So to me, that's always like the first thing, other than master your craft. Like really, really understand what it is you're doing, and like look back in history and see who did it before you. What did they do? What can you learn from that?
Yeah.
Uh, One of the things I did, but again, quite late in my music career, was go back and listen to old albums
Mhm.
Right.
and like again just experience the vibe and go, oh, okay, this is where we
Yeah.
are. The idea is to stand on the shoulders of giants, and you
Totally.
can't do that if you haven't really looked in the past and seen like what have people done? How did they do it? Is a lot of times we look at like some of these young artists and they don't have a lot of experience.
Yeah.
And again, part of that is because I was exactly the same. When I first
Yeah.
started rapping, I thought I was the first person to ever do it. Like our generation, like we were
Yeah.
the best. We don't care what everyone did back in the day. Whatever you lot were
Mm.
doing, hip hop, whatever. We ain't listening to that anymore. Yeah, we're on
Yeah.
something totally new. But when you go back and you understand it in context, you're like, oh, wait, like you lot took that out of nothing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're cooking on the oven, but you lot made fire. Okay, right. Like,
That's great.
how do we make this work? And then how do we push it forward? What's the next step after that? So I feel
Mm.
like that's part of if part of being an artist is really just like digging into the past and seeing what's come before you and just having some context, having some historical reference to what you do, and
Mm.
and to see where it fits. And I feel like that's really important because in just how time works and just seeing where you are in that timeline and going, okay, cool, yeah, I see what you lot did. This is where I want to take it. And yeah, I think that's the advice I give to artists. Like, yeah,
That's great.
go learn, man, go learn.
That's great. Thank you so much. You have been amazing. We only have one more thing to ask of you
Yes.
Cool.
before we leave it to your evening. Can you please add some songs to our playlist?
So we have a shout out podcast
Okay.
playlist. Every artist and band that have come on have added one of their own songs in there, so everyone else can check it out. But also
Cool.
shout out another artist that you think deserves to be heard. Could be anyone in the world. So we'll start with one of your songs first. Yeah, what song from on the Spotify playlist would you like to add in?
Um, what song would I add on the spot? So again, it changes. It changes so often.
Mm.
But I think I've got a song called "Outside."
Yep.
Okay.
And I think outside is important because it's one of my latest drum and bass songs,
Mm,
but it's also got like a, I don't know, it's got like a weird vibe. It's got a different kind of jungle vibe to it. It's got a different, it's got the hook is kind of indie, and it's
mm,
just there's a lot going on, and I think like I think it's different. I think it's different, and I think your listeners, I think they'd enjoy it.
Nice.
It's got a nice sort of vibe to it. Um, so who else would I shout out? Do you know what? I'm gonna shout out name is Bliss, yeah, because
okay.
he is a Watford, what do they call it, a Watford implant. Like he's here now. So but I just think as like in this industry, yeah, it's really hard to be authentic, stay consistent.
Hmm.
Um, the rapper Common's got a line that says, "This industry will make you lose your intensity," and it really will unless you really understand what you're here to do. And I feel like he's an artist who has been grinding for a long time. Almost, I wouldn't say he stumbled on what works for him. I
Hmm.
think people stumbled on what works for them, and he does it. And
Oh, man.
it's taken it to a whole nother level. And now it's like, yeah, now he's just blowing up. And it's just good to see because again, I'm going back to the conversation I had on the high street earlier. I've been making music. I've been putting out music actually. My first single came out in 2003, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I've been doing this forever. And even at that time, I wasn't new to the game. So I've seen artists come and go. And every now and then you'll see like an artist just pop out of nowhere and they're
Yeah.
massive for a little while, then they'll disappear or
Mm,
whatever. But every now and then, like the rare occasion, you'll see an artist who's just been grinding consistently and just
mm,
building up slowly and just getting to the point where you're just like that's how it's supposed to be
yeah.
done.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you know that it's going to last. And they're not doing anything. Nothing he's doing is like trying to follow a trend or trying to catch a moment or trying to do something that's super trendy as far as like saying crazy things.
Yeah.
It's just all good music.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of, I can only really speak for rap here, but there's a lot of rappers who are really good rappers. But if you wrote down the things they're saying,
Hmm.
you would go, "You're chatting rubbish, mate," and you're not even the stuff you're saying isn't. It's not good. Like you shouldn't be. Those aren't the things you should be telling the kids or anybody. Like
Hmm.
that's not what you're saying. That's not good advice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And that goes for any, I don't know, man, from Snoop to Jay-Z, all my favorite rappers.
Yeah.
Like, no, we shouldn't be sipping on gin and juice. We really shouldn't. We should get a glass of water, mate. You know what I mean? Like, why are they not leaving till 6 in the morning? Go home. So,
Yeah.
but I think he's an artist who he's just saying like he's just saying good things, like
Mm,
Nice.
giving you good advice.
yeah.
And I feel like that's the balance we need. It's all good. Like we have to have crash out music. We have to have an element of rebelling. Like
Hmm.
Mm,
art, art is that's what art is used for. So much of my art, or so many of the things I write, the reason why my rhymes are sometimes so I don't want to use the word violent, but there's no other word for it. The
mm,
reason why sometimes what I write is so violent is so that I can be a decent person out in the street. Like
yeah.
so that I can
Yeah.
be a good human. So I've got it out there. I've done it. You know what I mean? But at the
Yeah.
Yeah.
same time, you do need like there needs to be that balance. And I think
Yeah.
Bliss, he's the balance in
Wow.
what we need. We need way more of what he does.
Can't
Lovely.
wait to check them out.
Is
Yeah.
there any song in particular? I went on his Spotify. I didn't even know that was it. I had Iniesta Flow already in one of my playlists. So is it that song that
Crazy.
you want in there, or is there another song?
What's the what? There's one when he talks about he mentions Watford Junction. There's one where he mentions I can't remember what it's called, but There's one where he says he's chatting to a guy at Watford Junction, and yeah,
You'll
I think
find it.
that's
We'll find
Find
it
it
in
and I'll
chat
put it.
GPT it and we'll get
it's
it.
one
We'll
of
get
his
it in
big
the
ones. One of
podcast,
his
whatever
one of
it's
his big
called.
ones. But like even that, it's just like, yeah, man. Like
Yeah.
the conversation he's having with the kid, the storytelling, all of that stuff is like, that's beautiful. That's the stuff we need. We need more of. Like, we need more positivity in this world, and we need more people of substance and character. And he's definitely
Yeah.
one of.
Love
So,
that.
great. What a great way to end the pod. Genesis Elijah, thank you so, so much. It's been one of my favorite episodes. Really appreciate you
Appreciate
coming
it,
on.
man.
Thank you. And
Thank
thank
you.
you guys for watching this episode of the Shout Out. Our amazing guest, Genesis Eliza, me, Danny, and Dan Wood. We've got so much more cool stuff coming for the rest of the year, so stay tuned. Peace.
Au revoir.